It's a lot of work. It's a lot of things that need to change in every element of processing, from the things that you do in growing crops and raising chickens and processing chickens and packaging things, or any kind of product you have in agriculture in general. It's going to take a lot of effort, not just from these companies that will be investing money, but also on the part of individual farmers and society as a whole. I feel there is a big push for sustainability as people are becoming more and more aware of the issues. I think there just has to be more of a shift in priorities as well.
Welcome everyone, this is MTech Accelerate. My name is Nikolai Shitikhin and I have Jim Johnson with me as usual, and we have a guest. We have Padmini Prasad. Welcome everyone.
Hi Nick.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hi, good to see you.
Yeah, hey, we got a really topical subject today for the Accelerate show. We're talking about sustainability, and we're talking with Padmini, who's MTech's new environmental engineer. Just started with the business on the 1st of June, I think it was, Padmini, hey?
That's right.
Great stuff. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and today we're going to discuss sustainability. It's a very interesting topic, but before we got into it, Padmini, would you like to tell us a little bit about your story?
Sure. So I got my bachelor's degree in environmental engineering from the University of Florida. And then I also have my PhD in civil and environmental engineering from the University of Tennessee. And all of the work that I've been doing has had to do with the environment in some way. It started, with water and wastewater research. And then progressively, I went on to do more urban stormwater research, basically in green infrastructure planning. And now I'm focusing primarily on sustainability with my role in MTech.
Fantastic. So, that's a really good sort of career so far in terms of a lot of learning, a lot of university stuff in there.
Yeah.
And why particularly agriculture and sustainability? Why choose this as your career?
So I've always been interested in sustainability practices. I actually feel like it started while I was at University of Florida. I took a class on LCAs, life cycle analyses. And when you think about agriculture and sustainability, it's all just one big life cycle process. And a lot of the analysis that's done for sustainability in agriculture has to do with that. And so I really feel like I just enjoyed the whole process of looking at a process's life cycle and the inputs and outputs that go into it. And so it seemed like a very great fit for me to come to MTech and do that as well. And I was really taken aback by how interested the company is in pursuing sustainability as well. So that was really encouraging.
Sorry. And yeah. And now sustainability is a big topic. It's everywhere. Right. It's on the news. It's on the company websites, on social media. Everybody is talking about sustainability, and everybody is trying to put strategies for it. But from what I see, there is no one definition of sustainability. What it is, how to achieve it, where to get it, how to get there. So maybe you could just tell us a little bit about that. So what is your definition of sustainability?
So to me, sustainability is about your resources, right? It's being able to provide for a need without jeopardizing a future population's pursuit of satisfying that need. So it all comes down to what kind of resources we have and making sure that what we're using is not going to be depleted in the future for what future people need. And so I feel like sustainability also should include an element of resilience to it as well. There's a lot of change happening environmentally, climatically, for everyone in the world. And so the term resilience could also be added onto it just to add a more dynamic nature to how we think about things. So resilience would mean basically how can you recover or how can you manage and adapt to changes that are happening. So to me, it's a twofold answer. Sustainability is not just thinking about the resources you currently have, but also thinking about how you're going to change to your conditions in the future as well.
Yeah, hey, that's a nice subject. You know, I mean, the poultry industry that we've been working in for quite a number of years is it's good at change. You know, and it adapts to change, and
Right.
whatever the consumer wants and is required, the industry has adapted over the years. And the sustainability issue is the next level of change that we need to embrace, and that's the next journey, isn't it? But why do you think this whole sustainability drive is important to the world? What's your view on that?
Well, I feel like, now we are feeling a lot of the effects of climate change in particular. You have a lot of extreme weather happening everywhere. There's a lot more rain, there's droughts, there's these intense heat waves that are happening. And now, the sustainability concept, the sustainability movement is taking up a bigger role because people are now feeling the effects. These are things that like we're building up for the past couple of decades, and now we're finally understanding why it's so important and why we need to care. And it's because we physically feel it now. You feel the heat, you feel when your cities are flooding, or you have intense droughts. And so globally, that's why it's important, to kind of combat what's been happening and try to figure out how to move forward as a society as a whole.
Right. Yeah, we definitely can feel it sometimes now. And companies, big and small, are also feeling it. They're feeling it in the way they produce. They're feeling it in the way consumers react to the changes in their products. And many poultry companies, big and small, producing, retailing, all kinds of companies now are claiming their strategies to sustainability, to carbon neutrality, and some of them are pretty aggressive, right? And what do you think? How really realistic those claims are to be carbon neutral to like 2030 or 2040?
Well, honestly, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of things that need to change in every element of processing, from the things that you do in growing crops and raising chickens and processing chickens and packaging things, or any kind of product you have in agriculture in general. It's going to take a lot of effort, not just from these companies that will be investing money, but also on the part of individual farmers and society as a whole. I feel there is a big push for sustainability as people are becoming more and more aware of the issues. I think there just has to be more of a shift in priorities as well. So it's not impossible. It's just going to take some adaptation in thinking, I think. And it's going to be more of a mental hurdle than it is going to be a physical hurdle to get over in terms of becoming fully carbon neutral.
Okay, and yeah, so it's quite an exercise to measure yourself, I guess, and then to look at how you can improve. And it's a whole new area that business needs to start to get comfortable with and understand how to manage it. But so what are the areas that we need to quantify then, Padmini? I mean, how do you quantify a company's level of sustainability?
So it all comes down to your emissions and your resource usage, right? So the easiest thing for companies to do is to focus on their greenhouse gas emissions and their CO2e production. And there's a lot of international or national programs that are available for people to pledge themselves to. And through those programs, there's an accountability aspect to it. You have to follow guidance and protocols for measuring all of these emissions that you're producing. And that's the most direct way to go about understanding, first of all, what you are emitting, and then secondly, how you can improve as well.
Yeah, I guess there will be quite a lot of adaptation needed, especially for the farmers and for those people that are actually working on the ground, because they never been doing anything like that. They've been just producing feeds or producing chickens and never measuring any emissions or anything like that. So this would be more of a mindset change as well.
Right. Right. It's more societal based. I mean, we have the technology to do all of the measuring, but it's up to individuals to commit themselves to the change as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it sure is. But I mean, it's an industry that is used to measuring things. I mean, we measure a lot,
Right.
as a poultry industry or swine production. We measure an awful lot and we have heaps of data. I suppose it's about finding a way to leverage that data, because a lot of the data that's already been, collated and by production companies certainly should have the ability of utilizing that to be able to start to measure our sustainability or our carbon footprint,
Oh,
for example.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't really take a lot of, complex numbers to get to an idea of what's going on, even things simply as, how much electricity you use on a farm or how many miles you have to travel to transport things. It's not a very complex calculation. It's just a matter of just punching the numbers, really.
Yeah, grabbing all that data and being able to
Right.
process it, so that you get logical and credible answers at the end of the day. So it's becoming a really important issue, and we talk in the week where I noticed BRF have just gone public with their target. Is it carbon zero by 2040? I think it was,
Right.
and just a couple of months back, I saw Tyson. They've set their very public targets for being zero carbon, and it's a really big topical area in consumers' minds now, as well as retailers, food service chains, all going public on these numbers and setting targets, very public targets. So
Right.
the industry's going to have to really get around how we start to do this, and it's great to have you on board as a specialist and part of the team that can really understand it and help us and our customers understand it much better, Padmini.
Right.
But I guess it's been really good talking to you today. I think, we've been through, I like your passion for the subject. I think that's always fantastic. Your background, your education, but the fact you're passionate about sustainability in industry is really cool. So that came over very nicely today. And we work with a lot of customers who have data and measure data. So this is like adding an additional capability to that data and being able to crunch it, so we help them measure their level of sustainability, and we help them improve, hopefully, going forward. It's a very
Right.
important area. So that's really cool, Padmini. Thanks for your time today. It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on this podcast.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Padmini. And Jim, I think we need to have another go of our sustainability game. Now we have a specialist on board.
Good idea, Nick.
All right. For those who are watching us and don't want to miss any new episodes, please follow us on social media. We are on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and on Twitter. And don't forget to check our website. And see you in the next episode.
Okay. See you, Nick.
Cheers.